Coming up on Spartan Sports Report, men's basketball opened the season getting tuned up with 2 out-of-conference games before the Champions Classic. The hockey team is on a home sellout streak, but look to continue its win streak too against Ohio State. And women's basketball put up record numbers. Teams can't get within 50 points of them through their first 2 games.
Welcome back to Spartan Sports Report. I'm Emma Knuff.
And I'm Zoe Knotts. From the hardwood to the rink to the postseason on the pitch, Spartan Sports were in full action this week.
They were. And today we're going to start at the Breslin Center for the men's basketball season opener.
Last Monday marked the start of the 30th season for MSU basketball head coach Tom Izzo. The Spartans opened up their season at the Breslin Center against Monmouth Hawks. MSU was ready straight from the jump, winning the tip-off and turning it into a Jaden Akins dunk. Spartans guard Jeremy Fears made his long-awaited return after being out for over 10 months. Fears led the game with 8 assists. Newcomer Shimon Zapawa made his Spartan debut, contributing 9 points and 8 rebounds. Jace Richardson scored 10 points in his debut. The freshman is son of former MSU legend Jason Richardson. Speaking of high flyers, here's Cohen Carr getting the steal and taking it the other way with this thunderous dunk. For Monmouth, Obadi Bashir Jr. contributed 20 points off of 22 shots for the Hawks. But it wouldn't be enough as the Spartans won 81-57. This year, MSU took care of the mid-major squad in the season opener. After their big win against Monmouth, the men's basketball team took on Niagara University last Thursday. The game started off with Niagara catching fire, hitting 3 straight three-point shots to take a quick 9-2 lead. But senior captain Jaden Akins would turn the tide as he turns the corner and unloads this vicious dunk. Next, sophomore Cohen Carr exhibits his jumping ability with a great pass from junior Trey Holloman. As the game moved into the second half, Niagara would try and state their comeback a minute in, creating a 47-44 game. But their magic would be put out by junior Jackson Kohler and the freshman Jace Richardson. Kohler had the best game of his collegiate career yet, obtaining a double-double on 20 points and 13 rebounds. Richardson also went off, scoring 12 points with a perfect free throw percentage. The Spartans take on number 1 ranked Kansas Jayhawks tonight at 6:30. Then they come back home to play Bowling Green this Saturday.
The number 4 Michigan State hockey team welcomed in the red-hot number 13 Ohio State Buckeyes for their opening weekend of conference play. The Buckeyes came into East Lansing on a 7-game win streak, but fresh off the bye, the Spartans were looking to take all 6 points for themselves. After taking an early penalty, Nicholas Andrews flew out of the box, and the defenseman would get the Spartans going with a shot to the net from the blue line. Soon after, Red Savage rebounded a shot from Tierman Chowdy into the net, allowing the Spartans to take a 2-goal lead. The Spartans would start the second period on the penalty kill, but it wouldn't matter as Patrick Geary and Daniel Russell would go on a breakaway and Russell buried a shorthanded goal. Ohio State tried to claw back when co-captains Davis Burnside and Patrick Guzzo scored 2 unanswered goals, but with an empty netter from David Gucciardi, the Spartans would take night 1 with a 4-2 win. On night 2, the Buckeyes were coming in with a chip on their shoulder looking to split the weekend. It was a scoreless first period with Trey Augustine making a career-high 13 saves. The Buckeyes would light the lamp first in the second period with a power play goal from Damian Carfagna, giving the Buckeyes their first lead of the weekend. But Michigan State would fire back quickly as Gavin O'Connell would score his 8th goal against Ohio State in 7 games. Less than a minute later, Shane Van Zaghi would tip in a shot from Matt Basgall for his first career goal to give the Spartans a 1-goal lead. Michigan State stayed strong in the third period with Isaac Howard burying his first at Munn and 5th on the season. Then finally, Daniel Russell tallied an empty netter for his 6th goal of the season to give the Spartans a 4-1 win. This would be their first conference sweep this year and head coach Adam Nightingale's 50th win.
Talked to our group about, just trying to play a complete game and play 60 minutes. And I told them after the game, it might have been not often you come in and say good response after a win, but I thought that was what happened.
The number 5 seeded men's soccer team had its season come to an end last week after falling to number 4 seed Washington in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. Neither team scored in 110 minutes, resulting in a penalty kick shootout to determine the final score. The Huskies came out on top, defeating the Spartans 5-3 in penalty kicks. The Spartans end their season with a 5-7-5 record.
Yesterday, the women's soccer team earned its third straight bid to the NCAA tournament. The Spartans will enter as the number 5 seed in their region and will host Western Michigan on Saturday at noon.
Michigan State women's basketball opened the season with a dominating performance against the Oakland Golden Grizzlies last Tuesday. MSU controlled the game from beginning, scoring in the first 10 points and opening a 31-10 lead in the first quarter. Grace Van Sluten is here with a layup in her way to lead Michigan State with 15 points in her Spartan debut. Former Spartan Maddie Skorupski fighting back for the Golden Grizzlies, scoring nearly half of Oakland's points. But MSU would force 33 turnovers and empty the bench as the Spartans went on to win 107-42. This would be their 15th consecutive home opener victory. Next, the Spartans would vie against the Yale Bulldogs. The Spartans had a huge momentum from their previous face-off against Oakland, where the team dominated in a triple-digit win. The Spartans held the Bulldogs to 18 points in the first half and capitalized off of numerous turnovers like this one, Jocelyn Tate to clinch the half, 50-18. Heading into the second half, the Spartans continued to call the shots. Grace Van Sluten led the attack for the Spartans with 19 points for the night. The Bulldogs attempted to fight back, but it would end up falling to Michigan State 100-44. The back-to-back triple-digit victories marked the second time in school history that the Spartans have scored 100 points 2 games in a row. The Spartans will play the 4th game of the homestand at the Breslin Center against Eastern Kentucky on Thursday at 6:30 p.m.
On Thursday, Michigan State volleyball traveled to College Park, Maryland. The Spartans would only find success in the second set, suffering a lopsided 3-1 defeat to the Terrapins. The Spartans flipped the script in Piscataway, New Jersey the very next day as they beat Rutgers in convincing fashion. Akasha Anderson and Taylor Preston each had 17 kills in this 3-1 win. Up next, MSU will take on Michigan on Friday in the Breslin Center at 6 p.m.
The Michigan State men's tennis team went on the road to compete in 2 tournaments last week. Daniel Rakhmatulioff traveled to Wisconsin to compete in the Big Ten indoor tournament where he went 3-2 but fell short in consolation singles. Spartans also competed in the ITA sectionals in Fort Worth, Texas. Max Sheldon and Matt Forbes were defeated by Memphis in double quarterfinals. Aristoteles Thanos advanced to the quarterfinals where he took down Nebraska's Calvin Mueller, which punched his ticket to the NCAA Individual Championship starting November 19th.
The wrestling team hosted 19 teams in their first tournament of the season this past Saturday. There were 3 finalists and 9 total place winners from the Spartans. They'll be back in action this Sunday to take on the Ohio Bobcats in a dual meet.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Spartan Sports Report.
For more exciting content, visit our social media accounts and the Spartan Newsroom website. I'm Emma Knapp.
And I'm Zoe Knotts. Thanks for watching.